A Coloradan convicted of murder, expected to spend the rest of his life in prison. Instead, he is about to walk free any minute now. The first conviction overturned because of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation's DNA testing scandal. A former analyst there is accused of manipulating data in hundreds of cases. Our Mark Salinger is up in Boulder County, waiting for this moment, Mark, when Michael Clark will be freed.
Yeah, Kyle, we expect Michael Clark to walk out of the Boulder County Jail here any minute now. His lawyer tells me that he's going to walk out with his family. Now, for the past 12 years, he's been in prison serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He never thought he'd have this moment to be let out into the public. Outside the Boulder County Jail, Adam Frank knows this is the day that he's been fighting for.
Getting an innocent man out of jail, I don't know that there's anything else I've ever wanted to do more.
Frank represents Michael Clark, a man convicted of first-degree murder in 2012 and sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison. He says he's an innocent man.
Fundamentally, there is no evidence that points to Michael Clark that is even slightly credible. Nothing.
Today, Clark is posting bond after the DNA evidence that tied him to the crime was called into question. Former Colorado Bureau of Investigation analyst Missy Woods worked on his case. An investigation found she may have manipulated data in hundreds of cases. This is the first where conviction has been vacated.
This was a cold case from 1994 until 2012 that everyone agreed they couldn't solve, they couldn't prove, they didn't know who had done it. The thing that changed it was Missy Woods' false claim that DNA put Michael Clark at the scene.
There are times where the right thing to do is also the hard thing to do.
Boulder County District Attorney Michael Doherty asked a judge last week to vacate the 2012 conviction. He believes many more cases that Missy Woods was involved in may also be called into question.
Anytime a part of the justice system fails or engages in misconduct, it is astounding and harmful, particularly for the victims in the cases and the communities that we serve.
Clark is still charged with the murder and will be out on bond. The DA's office is looking at the evidence and will decide if they'll try the case again.
Public safety and justice are always going to be the top priority, but we also have to consider the rights of the defendant in that analysis as well.
There just isn't evidence that he did this, so I don't expect the prosecution to try him again.
More than 12 years after he was arrested, Frank is finally waiting to see his client.
Yes, absolutely 100%.
Outside the prison walls.
Mike was on his way to drop off his youngest kid at daycare when he got arrested, and that child is a sophomore in high school now.
So there were three problems with this case that an appeals court found, including not just this DNA that popped up when Missy Woods' scandal started, but also that there was potential jury tampering as well as a concern with a defense attorney that originally represented Michael Clark in this trial. So his next trial date, the next court date, will be in June. Until then, though, Kyle, Michael Clark will have the ability to sleep in his own bed tonight, something that he never thought he'd have the freedom to do.
And what a situation for the district attorney, who happens to be running for attorney general, to sort out here. Whether or not he thinks this guy is still guilty and whether he thinks that he can get a jury to convict him based on the evidence they have left.
Exactly. I asked District Attorney Doherty, do you think he's guilty? And he said, well, my office right now is looking at all the evidence in the case and trying to decide whether or not they can try the case again. But it all goes back to the rights of the accused. Doherty said that. It's all about the rights and the justice system working in the correct way. And he said that people should look at this case and say, well, the wheels of justice are working as they were intended to do so.
Yeah, a lot of eyes on this. How do you fix a mistake? Mark Salinger for us in Boulder County. Thank you, Mark.